Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell's Deputy Senator Thune is striking out at state parties who have censured or condemned fellow Republicans who voted to convict Donald Trump at his impeachment trial. Thune, who has worked his way up the leadership ladder and is a key ally to McConnell, warned of cancel culture within the state parties and party activists, a stinging dig that Trump himself has used to blast those who would silence him or seek to pressure conservative opinion. He has a Capitol office located just steps from where angry rioters breached the Senate chamber, but decided not to vote to convict Trump of incitement. In his first interview since he voted to acquit Trump, the Senate's number 2 Republican defended fellow Republicans who sided with Democrats on the vote of conscience and warned against shutting out dissenting voices. And there was a strong case made, Thune said. At the Democrats' impeachment present, people could come to different conclusions. If we're going to criticize the media and the left for cancel culture, we can't be doing that. His comments come after McConnell accused Trump of a disgraceful dereliction of duty for his role in the 6th riot. Trump spoke to a crowd of supporters urging them to fight just minutes before a MAGA mob stormed the Capitol. McConnell wrote in an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal that there is no question former President Trump bears moral responsibility. His supporters stormed the Capitol because of the unhinged falsehoods he shouted into the world's largest. His behavior during and after the chaos was also unconscionable, from attacking Vice President Mike Pence during the riot to praising the criminals after it. Thune's pushback comes after a number of state parties went after Republicans who parted with Trump. Among those censured was retiring Senator Richard Burr of North Carolina and Ben Sasse of Nebraska. Trump mocked Thune, calling him Mitch's boy 2 days before Christmas, amid Trump's effort to overturn the election results, then torched him again on January 1st, tweeting, "I hope to see the great governor of South Dakota at Christie run against Reno at John Thune. In the upcoming 2020, she would do a fantastic job in the U.S. Senate, but if not Christie, others are already like South Dakota wants strong leadership, now." Trump, now banned from Twitter, publicly struck from his new home at Mar-a-Lago, back in a blistering statement trashing him. He called McConnell a dour, sullen, unsmiling political hack and accused McConnell of destroying the GOP and urged the party's senators to end it. He also has vowed to get involved in GOP primaries to try to force out people he considers. Thune's remarks were his first explaining his vote in Trump's trial and assessing the turbulent GOP politics the former president has left. Thune, who is facing re-election next year in deeply conservative South Dakota, is among several establishment Republicans grappling with how to reclaim control of a party dominated by Trump and his most ardent supporters for years. The senator only rarely criticized Trump while he was in office, but he called the former president's actions after the election inexcusable and accused him of undermining the peaceful transfer of power. Still, Thune last week sided with most Republican senators and McConnell in voting to acquit. Thune and others argued that Trump could not be impeached because he was already out of office. Thune said after his vote that he was concerned with the idea of punishing a private citizen with the sole intent of disqualifying him from holding future. Democrats fell 10 votes short of the 67 need to convict. Since then, Trump has lashed out at McConnell and repeated the baseless claim that he won the election. The comments have inflamed a feud that is likely to play out in GOP primaries between Trump-backed candidates and those supported by the established. Thune suggested he would be taking steps to assist candidates who don't go off and talk about conspiracies and that sort of. He praised Representative Liz Cheney, a Wyoming Republican, who was censured by the Wyoming GOP for voting to impeach Trump, for doing an exceptional job on most issues, and said he was ready to jump into primary battles like the one she is. At the grassroots level, there's a lot of people who want to see Trump-like candidates, he said, but I think we're going to be looking for candidates that are electable. Thune himself was hit by Trump last year after he said efforts by some GOP members in the U.S. House to reject electoral college results would go down like a shot dog, and Trump called Thune a Reno, meaning Republican in name only, and Mitch's boy. In reference, the attacks inspired some Trump loyalists in South Dakota to huddle for a primary challenge to the state's senior senator, whose candidacy has gone unchallenged in previous. On Thursday, the senator attempted to downplay those attacks, likening them to food fights within the family that hurt Republicans' goals. He noted there was no evidence to support Trump's claim of voter fraud. "You've got to face the music, and at some point, it's got to be over and you've got to move on," he said, adding, "I think it's just important to tell people the truth. The most important responsibility of any leader is to